What's up, everybody? Today, by popular demand, we are going to do a cleanup video on this ball. This is the GST Prime. This ball has been used outside. It's been used for gameplay. It's been used for target practice. Let me fix my mic here. For target practice by me, among other things. You can see the leather stitching. The striping is pretty dirty, dinged up quite a bit, but nothing you wouldn't see on a ball that's been used a bunch normally. And you can also see the sort of original color of the leather by the laces there, and then the state of the leather otherwise. I'm going to clean this ball up and condition it with some of the most popular products, including the Wilson Prep lotion. This is the, I think, 20-ounce bottle or something like that. You can get it on Amazon for pretty cheap. The Wilson brush, and I also have just off screen here the Wilson tack bar. So a couple things to note. This ball has been really taken to town by me in terms of conditioning and whatnot in the past. This was before I had the Wilson leather. I was using Lexol, and I also had a thing of Leather Milk #1, which is like a gentle cleaner and conditioner. They did an okay job, honestly. Nothing super special or bad about them, but the Wilson leather conditioner has a little bit of tack to it as well. You can mix the leather conditioner like 3 or 4 to 1 or 10 to 1 even. Some people say with the tack spray, which I also have. I don't think you need to, honestly. It seems to me that it doesn't make that big a difference. And you want to preserve the tack spray for its real purpose, which is like pregame, really adding a lot of stick to the ball. So without further ado, let's get into the process here. So a lot of people online would say, wipe this with hot water, get the dust off, dirt off. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to brush it with the brush, and you'll see the video sped up here. But just, for argument's sake here, for transparency's sake, there's not much of a stick sound coming off that ball at the moment. By the time we're done, it's going to look and sound, I think, completely different. I've not obviously tested this method yet. I'm just testing it for you guys. So let's see how this goes. Okay. All right. So we've brushed the ball. You can see it's got a little bit more of a shine now. I didn't brush the white stripes, though I have in the past. It's really not that big a deal if you do it or don't do it. Next step I'm going to do is the conditioner. So all I have here is just an old dish towel that my dog chewed up, so my wife won't get mad that I'm using it. And just put the ball down on the dish towel. You see online people using gloves and stuff, like they have latex gloves or neoprene gloves. You can if you want to, but you don't really need it, in my opinion. Your hand does a fine job rubbing the conditioner in. And all you want to do is put just a little bit on the ball. Not much is needed. That's a tiny, tiny piece. And you're just going to rub it in panel by panel. Try to make sure you don't leave any out here. This ball is very dry. It's absorbing right away. Some of the newer balls I have that I've used this on take some time because the leather is a bit more moist or a bit more conditioned. So you're just going to rub it in panel by panel. Doesn't take much. If you've ever done this with like leather shoes or anything, you know the deal. Want to make sure you got full coverage on the under panels. Nothing too crazy here. I want to conserve the conditioner too. It's not cheap. It's not super expensive, but it's also not cheap. Nothing is cheap these days, thanks to COVID inflation. If you want to learn more about that, go check out the Bitcoin channel, the Canadian Bitcoiners podcast. But for now, let's talk about conditioning the ball. Now on the top panels, there's a bit of a game you have to play around the laces and the leather striping. A lot of people online say not to rub the conditioner into leather striping. I don't, but I also don't go as far as to like tape off the striping or tape off the laces, which is also something people do. I just don't think you need to. Like these balls are meant to be played with. They're meant to be kind of um, tossed around and wrecked and all this stuff. So I would say you don't need to do that. Um, I would also say you don't need to worry about like putting the ball on the towel like I am now on the panels that are already conditioned because, oh, what if you absorb the conditioner off the ball? It's not really how the conditioner works. It's not quite as easy to absorb for a towel as it is for the leather. And I would say once you have the leather in contact with the conditioner, you're getting a lot of that stuff soaked up pretty quickly. So if you do lose a little bit onto the towel, it's really not that big a deal. So yeah, just try and avoid the laces and the striping. But if you get it on there, don't worry too much about it. Some people also tape off the valve, the inflator valve, but honestly, I don't think you need to, man. These things are pretty durable. So that's one there. Get the last one. Again, just a little dime size. Okay. It's like nothing there. Nothing there. It goes pretty far, just a little bit. And you could do this more than once if you wanted to. In fact, I've done it with the Vapor Elite that I have that you can see on the channel. That ball's been hard to break in. It's still a little hard, the leather. Meanwhile, I have a GST. In addition to the GST Prime, I have a couple of GSTs actually, but the one on which I had used no treatment besides the wax and the brush, the more orange one, if you go back on the channel and look at the old videos, that one I did use the conditioner on just for my own amusement to see what it did. Man, what a difference! Softens the leather up right away. So I'm actually excited to see how this ball feels after this. So we're going to leave this for, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour, and I'll come back and we will continue the process with the wax and brush. Again, you can buy this stuff on Amazon. I don't have like a whatever referral link or anything. I don't want to be viewed as partial to a certain product or a certain brand. So I didn't do any of that stuff. But if you're in Canada, it's on Amazon.ca. If you're in Ontario, near me here in Hamilton, Litson's on Oldfield Road has this stuff as well. They don't always have it in stock, but so you can see the ball. Okay. Lotioned up. Let's come back in half an hour. Okay, we're back. It's been about 40 minutes. I got tied up doing some stuff for work. So now there's basically two options. Many people online will say that once you've done the conditioner, you can basically either brush or wax then brush. So far, I've preferred to do the brush first, then wax, then brush one more time. I don't know what difference it makes, to be honest with you, but it's the sort of mode that I've used, and so I'm going to use it again today. So we'll just take the brush again with quick, nothing too hard. I might speed this video up just so you can skip this part, but all you're trying to do is sort of bring back the stick of the leather a little bit. So I'll tell you, this ball right now, having been conditioned, is very soft compared to how it was before. Like I mentioned when I was doing the conditioning, maybe this sign of a dry ball, hard to say. Now, you don't have to do all this stuff. I think that Wilson, and the other manufacturers, probably when they were only selling to high schools and colleges and club teams or whatever, the assumption would be that you had a power brush in your building, that you had someone who was managing your equipment, doing ball breaking and all this stuff for your team, for your players, and that buying a brush or several brushes or several sets of the conditioner, whether it's the Wilson stuff or the Big Game Mojo or whatever conditioner is your chosen tool. The assumption was probably that everyone had money for this. Now that these guys are selling to retail, guys like me, you probably, if you're watching this video, people who buy one ball, maybe to just throw around with their kid or practice with their kid, or, like me, you want to play beer league quarterback or whatever. I don't think you actually need to do all this stuff. It's kind of a fun way to get to know the ball a bit, but broadly speaking, I would say you don't need to. So I've done the brush now. Got some decent stick. I'll tell you that the other thing I noticed about this Wilson conditioner compared to the Lexol and compared to the Leather Milk This Wilson conditioner has tack in it, 100%. I don't know if they actually say that anywhere in the literature or in the advertising, but it 100% has tack. This ball is way stickier now than it was before. So you have two choices. Like I said, you can either do the conditioner, brush, and leave it, or you can do the conditioner, brush, and wax after. I'm going to do the wax just to show you how it's done. Fairly simple stuff. I have the wax bar. It comes with the brush. I've used this for, close to a year now, so the bar is broken, but very simple. Okay. Application, just like this, like this, like this. Okay. Go around each panel of the ball. You don't have to rub it too hard, but hard enough that you get some of the wax off. Again, I don't do the leather striping, but you definitely could with the wax. It is, after all, leather like the rest of the ball. I also don't avoid the valve, like I said before. So once you do that, just move that off to the side. You're just going to brush. And I have the studio lighting on here so you can see the difference in the shine before and after the wax and brush are done following the conditioner. The side that I'm brushing now obviously is going to look a lot different. It's going to feel different in your hands. And my understanding is that the wax kind of helps waterproof the ball a little bit, helps preserve the leather if you're playing in uncertain conditions, and just broadly speaking, if you have leather shoes, you would wax or use other sort of fat type products to winterproof your boots or winterproof your shoes. It's pretty common in the Goodyear welt community on Reddit to see before and afters of leather waxing. So you can see this side has been done. Oh, sorry. Pretty good. So that side that has the leather and the brush done, great shine. You could even do that wax one more time if you wanted to, or keep brushing. And then the side that hasn't been done, even though it's been waxed, it's a little different, but not much. So we'll just go ahead, brush this stuff in. Like I said, you can do this as many times as you want to. It's a preference. I'll also note that I like to inflate the balls close to their maximum PSI before doing this stuff. Why? I think it feels to me like it's easier to do the wax when the ball is heavily inflated, because the leather is, I don't want to say stretched, but it's definitely extended. And so you can get for example, the seams here are a little flatter. So you can get in the seams with the conditioner and with the leather, wax bar. And I think that helps a bit. And then when you're done, you can deflate them if you want a little bit. Go full Tom Brady. Have a general awareness of the the weight of your balls. Good times. What a story that was. So again, I am brushing over the leather inlays here, the stitched striping, because it's just so much faster. And as I mentioned in the review, these are really high quality inlays. You don't really have to worry about them coming off during a process like this. So this is a very shiny, slick looking, not slick to the touch. This is going to feel great in your hand. These are really, really solid products. And after you use them, that's good, man. That's a ball that's not going to get away from you when you're cocking it back. The stick test is always fun to do because especially right now, my hands are a little bit sweaty from applying the wax bar and also from doing this brushing, right? So for it to be that much of a stick already it's a good sign. So you can just do this as much as you want here. You will also bring out some of the natural tack in the ball brushing this way. And of course, you can go back over it a second time. Now you may find that you see fingerprints more easily on your ball after doing this. It kind of looks ugly, but it doesn't affect the gameplay with the balls at all. That's what I found. So you could probably just do something like this, a few times a year before you play or whatever. There you go. Brand new, not brand new, but rebroken in, waxed, brushed, conditioned. Go on Amazon, get the stuff if you want it, but that one's not that good. The symbol's always hard, but it is still very sticky. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you got questions, let me know. Thanks for your support, and happy throwing.